Hey guys, and welcome back to Okami. The time of parting has come. So, Mr. X-Gamer Orochi, is it time to finally go into the arc itself?
Indeed it is. This is the end of the game now. We're going to go past the point of no return and nothing can stop us. So I'm going to attach... Well, I hope I'm going to attach my final things. I thought, fully fill up the astral pouch, that's a good thing. So, look how much praise I have. Annoyingly, I couldn't get it to 9999. I probably should have bloomed another couple of trees, but doesn't matter. Look at all those beautiful powers. It's amazing. And then, just briefly going to show this, but this is definitely a complete fish tome. I wanted to make sure that that was definitely there before I did anything else. Look at all those beautiful stray beads. This is basically just my... Look what I did, I'm so proud of myself.
I played the video game.
Yeah. And so, we just need to climb up and head to the Ark.
Man, I can't believe we're on part 66 of a playthrough. This is not happened for quite some time. Not since, I think, Kingdom Hearts 2. Although I think Path of Neo definitely got up there, I think. Or, wait, no. It's been so long, I've honestly forgotten. The reason I don't do solo playthroughs anymore is I find it a very lonely experience. If I were to do any, it probably would be, live streamed, so I can talk to y'all, I can chat to y'all, and you can tell me how bad I am at video games in person.
Yes. But, yeah, if we cross this bridge into the Ark of Yamato, that is the point of no return. We can never return from it. Hell yes, we have the resolve.
Well, you might. I'm just a schmuck sitting here drinking out of a water bowl, watching a wolf cross a rainbow bridge. Wow, the sense of depth or length here is pretty imposing.
Mm-hmm. And so much plot is going to occur right now.
Oh, we got a plethora of cutscenes to chat through.
Well, it's just one, but it's a very important one.
Okay, getting a bit of a recap here from Isun. Is this designed to pull and tug at my heartstrings because I will not be manipulated? Oh god, I'm already crying.
Well, Tom, if you're crying at this, you're not going to stand a chance at the end of the game. I mean, to be fair, I will tell you now, I will probably be a goner when we get to a certain moment. So...
Well, if you do actually cry, I'm going to dub, laughter over the tears, because we don't allow no fucking bitches in HFC, we're all tough. We never cry, especially not at the end of really a heartwarming cutscene.
I know, it's just so sad.
Does that change, I'm assuming? If you don't get all the brush techniques?
You do need to get all the brush techniques to get here. Obviously, you've got the secret there's the secret upgrades, but they don't count.
Oh, okay.
But you do need every single brush technique to get to this point.
I've noticed, in the cutscene at least, it's defaulted back to Almi's original reflector. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, I think if you got the solar flare, it will be the solar flare. Basically, I think it's the difference between which cutscenes are potentially pre-rendered and which are not. I'm not 100% sure about that, but still, Isun's leaving us. We've spent so long with this little nut job, and now he's just buggering off right at the end of the game.
Oh man, he could have shivved the final boss with that little piece. It would have been dope.
I know, but it's so sad.
Oh, Waka, why must you always? Why must he always, Rich? I'm out of words at this point.
Because he's Waka. And actually, you're probably about to really like Waka, because he is actually really awesome.
Jesus, What are you exactly, Waka? I need answers. You gotta show me your receipts.
You will get those receipts, don't you worry.
Well, I don't know, everything he predicted came true, so...
I know, Isun's just, slightly arrogant. It's just like, come on, want an emotional goodbye, so you're just gonna bugger off like an arsehole.
Very easily emotionally manipulated as Isun. You think, like, his words won't get to him, because he's so small.
I know, but he is, underneath it all, very fragile little poncle.
Yeah, I think he is, actually. It's a very easy to see plan here, but yeah, I think I'm seeing what you're meaning about Wakano.
Throughout the entire game, Waka's just been this person of mystery, and just a bit of an annoying dick, really, but in these final moments of the game, he gets that development that you've been probably wanting for him for so long, and he just turned into a really awesome character. He goes through the sort of same trajectory as Susanoo and Oki. This is his moment.
Why can't he board the Ark, though?
Because he's not worthy of going to heaven.
Yeah, but what does that mean, Richie? I need an explanation.
We're talking about theology, Tom. None of it makes any sense.
Well, thank you, Isun. God bless you. Hope you don't drown.
I'm sure he'll be fine. But, yeah, Isun can't come with us on this final stretch.
Oh, here we go. What? What the fuck am I watching?
You're watching the end of Okami, mate.
I have a theory about Waka, but I think it's stupid, so I'm not going to bring it up, but it involves him and Isun being connected somehow.
Please go through this theory, because I'm intrigued. And also, we are going to have plenty of time, because we're about to hit a boss rush.
I thought he was just like a reincarnation of Isun or something similarly stupid.
Yeah, no, that's completely incorrect.
But I need answers!
You're going to get answers, Tom, my god!
It's been 8 minutes and I haven't had a single fucking answer!
It's because all the answers are going to come as soon as we get inside the Ark.
God, being a real Steven Universe fan right now. It's been 5 minutes. Who is Pink Diamond? Who shattered her?
But there we go. We cannot turn back.
Well, hopefully someone came along and plucked Isun out of that river. Oh dear. Yeah, this is looking very final and, oh look. Boss-themed doors. Interesting.
Yeah, so, obviously, it's a boss rush!
Oh my god, it's fucking Ganon's tower!
Yeah, sort of, basically. But with that typical Capcom twist of being a boss rush rather than a dungeon. Now, this right here is one of the Celestials. They come from heaven, but they have unfortunately succumbed to death when they came on this ark to try and escape the war that was taking place. And his spirit has just remained here in the hope that one day Okami Amaterasu would return. And thankfully, he has all this stuff to sell us, so we're just gonna buy, like, as much as is humanly possible, because why the hell would we not?
For sure, man, for sure. That's what I do every time I'm going up against a boss rush. I just shop, man. I shop till I drop.
I feel, since we're here, Yamato is obviously a very famous Japanese thing, So it was originally the area around today's Sakurai City in Nara Prefecture of Japan, but later the term was used as the name of the province and became by extension a name for the whole of Japan at some point in history. There's also a few other things to do with Yamato, because you have the Yamato people, which is the dominant ethnic group of Japan, the Yamato period, which is when the Japanese imperial court ruled from Yamato province, Yamato Damashi, the nationalistic Japanese spirit, Yamato Nadeshiko, which is the ideology of the perfect Japanese woman, Yamato Takeru, who was a legendary Japanese prince of the Yamato dynasty, Yamato-e, which is classical Japanese painting, Yamato Uta, which is an alternate term for a waka, which is a type of poetry. You have Yamatai, which is the ancient geographical term that may be associated with Yamato. And, that's basically all of that.
Yeah, I think you may have given the game away in regards to Waka, mate. He's a celestial, isn't he?
Ooh, no. He is not a celestial.
God damn it, one of these theories has got to be right.
You are close in thinking that he is not of this world, but he is not a member of the Celestials, no.
Is he Kamiya? Is that like Kamiya's persona?
No, because Kamiya's persona in this game is Isun.
Okay.
And also Kamiya's video game persona is Wonder Director from The Wonderful 101. But you will find out soon, don't you worry, Tom. You've just got to be patient.
But I'm not, because it's warm and I'm grumpy and alright, take us through this box as quick as you can, mate. We've fought a variation of it many times now.
Yes, I mean, this is the Spider Queen resurrected, basically. Unfortunately, this time you do not have the fire around the area to help defeat her incredibly quickly. You can obviously use Inferno if you choose to, but obviously I just was not successful at pulling that off.
Yeah, learn to draw, mate, learn to draw.
I know, but it's fine because pretty much most of these bosses do have extra health than when you last fought them, and are meant to be just that little bit more challenging than the last time.
Yeah, of course.
And you are going to face every single major boss fight, bar one. That one being Nechku and Lechku. Because, I mean, I think there's a couple of theories as to why that is the case. One being, well, it's not been like 5 minutes since we last took them on. So that would just be particularly irritating to repeat. But I think the other theory is because obviously that fight is so heavily focused on Oki,
yes,
and using Oki to attack. Since Oki's not here, it's a bit difficult for you to replicate that boss fight.
Wait, we're talking about Lechku and Nechku or Orochi here. I got lost in your words with your wonderful voice.
Lechku and Nechku.
Well, wasn't that to do with the other wolf whose name escapes me right now?
Oki.
No, not Oki. Oh, sorry, I was confusing him with Nagi. Jesus, these names are just bending me over and going to town right now.
You see, this is what happens when you have a lot of names that are not in your native language. And also when there's just a lot of characters that are sort of slightly similar in terms of narrative arcs and what they do. Because, yeah, there are times when I'm going through, like, list of characters and I'm just like, wait, who am I talking about again?
Ah, Hakuba can ascend, finally. Her spirit is no longer bound.
Exactly. And basically we are freeing all the spirits of the Celestials that have been trapped here for 200 odd years at least.
I gotta say, Hakuba's design reminds me of the High Entia from Xenoblade a little bit.
Oh yes, it's the the wing hair in
Yeah.
ears type thing. Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, to be fair, I do think that it's a really cool design choice. It's just, it creates a bit of visual flair, and also it does make them seem really angelic, which I mean is entirely the point.
Good old Crimson Helmet. It's been a long time since we last saw him.
I know it has, and yeah, he is actually a lot easier to take down here than he was the last time, because now we have Veil of Mist, and so we can just absolutely obliterate him.
Jesus, have mercy, mate.
God no, he's a demon, and therefore he needs to die. And also I need to make up for the fact that I, you know, got hit so many times in that first boss fight against him.
Oh, come on.
So I need to, like, absolutely destroy him. And also, you know, I just want to get this over and done with as quickly as possible, because we've got some, well, at least one longer boss fight left in this boss rush that's going to take a while, no matter what I do. Therefore, if I can get through this one quickly, I will.
Okie doke. Yeah, this is a lot like Ganon's Tower, where you go for a mini dungeon and then you fight a boss again, but it's in like black and white.
Yeah, but obviously this is just cutting it down so that it's just the bosses. And I think that's totally fair, because it makes sense narratively, because these are the spirits of the demons that have made their way back to roost in the Ark of Yamato.
Oh god, no. Not this guy again, please, no!
Yes, this guy again. This is why a lot of people dislike Orochi as a boss battle, because you have to fight him not once, not twice, but thrice.
Aww.
And obviously it's the same fight every single time, and it's of a similar length every single time. It's not like the Spider Queen, where her fight is generally quite quick, but still. Now, what Sado is talking about here is Orochi and a plethora of demons came and attacked the Celestial Plains, effectively forcing the Celestials to flee, because they couldn't survive, but the Moon Tribe had preordained that it was going to happen. And we will find out more about the Moon Tribe as we go throughout this.
Oh, sweet Jesus. It's a good job there's the fucking Sacred Sake here inside the Ark, but I digress. You got anything you want to talk about? 'Cause it's the exact same boss fight again.
I'm not really too sure, because I would have said, well, let's talk about our favourite boss rushes, or least favourite boss rushes, but I'm pretty sure we've already gone through that topic when I mentioned that the game ended with a frickin' boss rush.
Well, we could talk about the concept of a boss rush. Do you find it exciting? Do you like it? Or do you find it negative and padding in an otherwise great game?
I think it entirely depends on what the boss rush is and what it does. Because, like I would say, in some games, it's just tedium that really has no place being there. In others, it is just that final challenging push towards the end of the game. It kind of signals the end is here. You're going to have to take down all of your biggest challenges that you have faced. And that's quite epic. It's just when you're taking on fights that are incredibly long, Orochi.
Oh yeah.
Incredibly dull, Orochi. And incredibly tedious, Orochi. That the boss rush can be a little bit frustrating.
Oh, Rishi.
I know, I was very annoyed at myself, because it was just like, for God's sake. Thankfully, the power of Power Slash meant that I was able to save it. But yeah, so, like I would say, Okami's boss rush is A-okay with me, apart from this fight with Orochi, because we've already fought the bugger twice before, and it's just exactly the same fight.
Like, thematically it's fine, it's just, why throw this guy in with all the other bosses? Like, just design-wise, he's so much more tedious.
And he's just a much longer fight. Like, I would have preferred to have a proper final dungeon over fighting Orochi again. And I think most people would agree with me on that, because it is just a tedious fight.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, boss rushes that I think did it well, I would say that Bayonetta's boss rush of sorts is done quite well. Because that boss rush is sort of fitted in across a level. So it's chapter 15, I believe. So you've just come off a really epic boss battle, and then you have to climb the Itherval Tower. And as you climb, you bump into slightly weaker versions of the bosses that you've taken on throughout the course of the game. So instead of Fortitudo, the big two-headed dragon, you take on Fortitude. Or no, he's called Courage, I think. Who's just slightly weaker. You take on, instead of Temperatio, you take on Temperance. Instead of Eostitia, you take on Justice. And instead of Sapientia, you take on Prudence. And the way in which you battle them is different to how you fought them the first time. And also, because they have, like, less health, so I mean, like, with Justice, Eostitia's like obviously a big boss fight. It has multiple heads that you have to attack, but when you face down Justice, it's just one head, so it's much easier to deal with. And Sapientia, you battle in the middle of the ocean and you're riding around it, but Prudence, you're fighting on the side of a building, and it's just very different. So even though you're tackling a similar enemy, you're in a completely different situation. And then, because also it's part of the level, there's stuff in between the battles that are quite exciting. And then you've got the final, you've got the chapter after that, which is the penultimate boss fight, which bills itself as the final boss fight, and then it sort of outdoes itself in the epilogue.
Yeah, that's platinum for you.
Oh yeah. So I would say that Bayonetta does that quite well. And I can't think of any other games that I would say that I personally have played that have boss rushes that I would say are particularly great examples. I mean, I suppose a lot of people do think relatively fondly of the Mega Man boss rushes, if only because they are obviously iconic to the series. People just wish that they were slightly quicker, I suppose.
I would say when it comes to boss rushes, if you're going to make me refight enemies or, you know, recolored enemies, let it happen when I'm fully kitted out, tooled up, so I can just breeze through them, because at that point in the game, you want to feel triumphant, you want to feel godlike, you want to feel powerful, so it shouldn't ever feel like a chore, it should feel exciting, and, you know, basically you are a hot knife, they're butter, and you cut right through them.
Oh, definitely, yes. Totally agree. But thankfully, Orochi is nearly defeated. I mean, this part would have been so much quicker had Orochi not been here. We are so incredibly close to the end of the game, and yeah, I'm just super duper incredibly happy about that.
Bye, Orochi. We won't be fighting you ever again.
Thank God for that.
Nice.
And you're damn right I got the best possible rank on that. I deserve it.
Yes, you do.
Ugh. Yes, we are nearly there. I believe we just have 2 more boss fights to take down, which would be Blight and Ninetales, I think.
2 of the sickest bosses in the game, I might add.
Of course.
There you go. Now Sado can be happy-o as he ascends to heaven.
And Sado just mentioned something quite important there. That he sensed a man from the Moon Tribe on the Ark who was in pain for some reason. I wonder who that could be.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm starting to understand now.
I mean, you haven't understood the full extent of everything, but yeah, this is where they start filling in the backstory of where everything sort of started.
Mm-hmm.
And where Army has been heading all along.
Oh, back to the heavens.
Exactly. God, it's been so long since we've taken on this guy, like, my god.
Yeah, I fucking love this boss, conceptually, design-wise, fighting him. I really should pick up a copy of Okami, but I've seen the whole game now, so...
Well, still, get Okami HD. It's, I think, relatively cheap.
I have so many games that I've not had a chance to complete. I'm still working my way through World of Final Fantasy.
Oh, I totally know that feeling. I mean, I've got my backlog, which I'm trying to make a dent in, but not really succeeding, because, I mean, I was playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and I'm sorry, well, Re-Chain of Memories, and I'm sorry, but it's just a dull game.
Well, I guess for you it would be Re-Chain of Memories, wouldn't it, Mr. Angry Man?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So...
that was terrible. No wonder Blight exploded into flowers. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, so I kind of stopped on that one, and I was planning on doing a blind playthrough of another game that I hadn't played yet. I was really excited about it as well. I believe I told Tom what it was going to be, but annoyingly, the disc won't frickin' play, because it was a pre-owned copy. Tried getting it cleaned, still won't bloody play. And I don't know whether it's my 360 being an old bugger. I don't know whether it's the disc being too scratched for it to work properly, and I don't know whether it's just the fact that as a disc it's a bit weird, so the 360 doesn't know what the hell it's doing with it. But yeah, it won't play. So I'm going to go try and get rid of that game, because there's no point in having a game I can't play.
Oh, you're keeping it a secret for now, then?
Well, yeah, just because there's a chance that one day I might pick up the game somewhere and actually be able to play it. I don't know whether it will ever occur, but if it does, then I will leave it for then. But yeah, it's meant that I had to switch the game that I was planning on doing next for my channel, which actually I think should be going up on the same day that this is. So... oh no, it wouldn't be this part, it'd be the previous part when it started. So I suppose I can actually say what it is. But yeah, I had to switch to Eternal Sonata on the Xbox 360, which I have wanted to do for years, but just... I've always wanted to complete a little something before I did it, but since my other plan failed miserably, I thought, you know what, I'm in the mood for a Japanese RPG that's fun and not Re-Chain of Memories, so I'm going to go with that, because it's beautiful, amazing music, and yeah, I just have really fond memories of it, and I'm enjoying it again. I just wish that it didn't beat you over the head with everything. Like, its cutscenes are really slow paced.
Yeah.
And it's got kind of a bit of social commentary, a bit of philosophy, which is all fascinating, but it just really does try and hit the nail in with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, I am paying attention to the lore dumps, by the way, just because we're talking over them. Does not mean I'm not taking them in, don't worry. Oh, the Ninetales. This shit is too hype, mate.
I know, and this is the final boss of the boss rush that we're going to take on, so we are getting ever closer to the end right now. And I have to say, I'm quite glad that I did leave Ninetales to be the last one, because it is just such a hype boss fight.
It feels climactic, yeah.
Exactly. Like, I just would not have liked doing Orochi as the final fight, but you can see how powerful our power slash is now, because it's just obliterating all of these evil brows. Like, absolutely obliterating them to the point where they did not stand a chance.
Jesus, man, look at all the tails he's lost already.
I know, it's insane.
Where's that one Zelda boss from Wind Waker that operates on a similar level to this. It's not Janemba, because that's an enemy from friggin' from Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball 13th movie, I want to say? 12 or 13, Fusion Reborn. But it was a ghost, I believe. I forget his name.
Oh, I know what you mean. It's like...
It begins with J. It's like
Jalhalla.
Yes, there you go. Where you hit him, he's big, and he splits up into little ghosts, and you kill those ghosts, and this gets weaker and weaker over time.
Yeah, he's also like, is it Bulossus in Luigi's Mansion?
Do not talk to me. Don't come to me with the word Bulossus and expect me to be happy afterwards. Man, the guy running Luigi's Mansion in fucking this year's Summer Games Done Quick destroyed Bulossus. Like, I just had it on in the background. I looked away for like 5 seconds, and he got all of the guys frozen in about 10 seconds max.
Oh, that does not make me happy. That's just like, for God's sake, you're a jammy git and I hate you.
But at the same time, I love you. It is a love-hate relationship with the speedrunners. So there we go, guys. That's the boss rush done. All that's left now is to head on into the final boss. Part 67 will be the final story part of Okami. Are you excited, Rich?
I am so incredibly excited. You have no idea.
I don't. Alright, let's see what this Celestial has to say.
Bit more lore, and then we will get the final bit of lore before we enter the final boss.
Oh, there you go. Now it just looks like the Tower of Gods, again from Wind Waker. Oh god. Wakker's from the Moon Tribe, isn't he?
I'm not saying a word.
God damn it, Richie, it's so obvious though!
Yes, the man from the Moon Tribe with the golden hair fought alongside the Celestials when they got here. And even though he ultimately was not successful in being able to save them, they're still grateful for that.
Aww. So, are the Moon Tribe just like immortal or something? Because he's been around for a while as Wacker.
Sort of effectively immortal. Right. I think I just want to save up, make sure I've got everything sorted. And then, yeah, we're going to get the bit of final lore as we head up the lift. Because normally, you know, I would stop at the save point, but no, I thought, you know what, let's go into the magical portal lift thing.
He's pleased, is Marco. We bought his stuff and he was pleased, but now he's double pleased.
But now, he must go and pass on.
Aww. So I guess that really is the last point of no return. We had a point of no return, now we've got another one. And we'll see you guys next time for the finale